Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red Valkyrie Presents. I am, of course, Shae the Red, feeling a little catty today. And trust me, it'll make a fuck ton more sense once you see the campaign page, because CY was like, so, Shae, about your cosplay. And I was like, listen, bitch, you're looking at the wrong fucking... I picked a picture right off the page. It was like, well, off of what I'm seeing...
blame me.
But you know what?
I'm like, it's a green headband. Where are you getting cat ears? What the fuck is wrong with you?
There's fucking headphones. Gosh, you're such a bitch. Anyway, I'm here with my co-host Alex, aka CY.borg Valkyrie. How you doing, Derp? Derp. It's been a day, okay?
Shae's just gonna reset herself for a second. Just gonna relax, focus. Have some rum.
I hate you so much. No one cares how you are anymore. How are you doing, Tim?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing fine. I don't want to get put in timeout, so I'm gonna,
You know what?
Walk on ice over here.
Let's put it this way. You won't get put in timeout unless CY wants to get booted, because we don't put the guests in timeout, just each other.
Fair enough.
We put the regular guests in timeout.
Well, though that's not on Red Valkyrie. Look, Red Valkyrie Presents. We don't put the guests in timeout.
Not usually, no.
Well, I don't want to be the first. All right.
I am willing to make exceptions.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna push it.
Look at that, man. We have so many people here. I love it. We had people that jumped in early. So Cravena said, hey, he was going to be a bit busy, but he saw a hardcover, 120 pages, $25, and went, yeah, okay, I'm backing.
Dude, sweet.
Ollie wants to know more info about the action figure. We will get there, sir. We will get there. Aerith has been in almost every chat every show we've had recently. He's been like, man, this one looks insane. Man, this one's crazy. Man, this one's awesome. I was like, dude, I think we just have good lineups lately.
Appreciate that though, man.
It's almost excited. Like we only, put shit on our channel that we'd actually buy.
We would actually bag. Yeah, exactly. Like stuff that I probably have already bagged. Cough, cough. Anyway, we got Frog G hanging out. As always, the lord of the sling of links and everything. He's amazing at it.
Wow.
I know. Wow. I'm having a hard time with words.
I mean, you didn't roll a 1 on that, but it was close.
It was like a 3 out of a D20. It was pretty bad. Pastmaster Dan said you misspelled latte.
The number one question. People want to know my last name more than about the campaign. That's been the number one topic of debate. How do you say that? What is it?
It's just Lattie.
Lattie.
Why is this
But I'm
hard?
cool with anything. Look, if you're in the ballpark, I'm happy,
Guys, sound it out.
A Scottish male child. Laddie.
Laddie.
Laddie. Yeah, that's... yeah.
I mean, look, if you're from Utah, we don't say T's, so it's about, it's not a mountain, Laddie. It's a mountain. So it's Laddie. Close
Wait,
enough.
So that would make Utah Ua.
No, that's the only one that we do say is the one in Utah.
You just didn't want me to point out that everyone from Utah is a bunch of fucking derps. Okay.
We are. It's okay. I'm okay with it now. What is up, Bigfoot Loch Ness? It's nice to see ya. We got T-shirt Historian. We got Lothar D. Look at all these awesome, beautiful people hanging out with us. Joe M. Sontag. What is up, Joey? Crazy.
Don't even try, Joe.
Just dude, don't dog my boy Kevin Smith, man. Don't dog my boy. I'm a homer, man. I'm a homer.
Tim.
You poor.
No, I got to answer for this one. No, my buddies have been telling me they've been watching all weekend, so I'm getting updates.
Well, the funny part is he's like, it's not just the Tila show. It's totally about He-Man. Then you look at the first 4 descriptions on what the fuck is it? Netflix. The first 4 episode synopses don't even mention Adam at all. It's Tila and her friends, Tila and her partner, Tila and the gang. It's
my
buddy, good buddy of mine said the reviews are better than the show. Like he's just enjoying people bitch about it, or whatever. Maybe people love it. I don't know. I have not seen it, so I'm
Isn't it at like 20% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Dude, Rotten Tomatoes, you can't even go off of Rotten Tomatoes, though, because Rotten Tomatoes would be like, oh, this is a 90.
Oh, I didn't say what the critics were saying.
horrible. Oh, okay. Well, that's a little better. I don't know. I stopped listening to anyone, like any critics on anything. I just go with, so what's the new He-Man about? And they go, okay, so Tila, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Okay. So the new He-Man is not about He-Man at all. And it's like, well, he's in there. I'm like, cool. And they're like, we wanted to show girl power. Oh, no, nope, out. Hard tap. I'm done.
There's an awesome, like a few years ago, I was sitting down and I was just looking for stuff to watch, and I was looking the history of He-Man. And they have Mark Taylor, who was the one of the big guys behind the creation of the toys. So, like, the original concepts of it.
Right.
Go watch him at PowerCon. I think it's PowerCon 2018. And, man, he shits all over Mattel. Like, he goes, it is friggin' awesome. And he's so vicious about his feelings about He-Man and stuff. And it's
well...
You realize where the character came from. Like, you can just tell the dude rocks, you know?
I mean, if you sat down and you poured all of your heart and your creative energy into creating something, and then you watch people just systematically tear it from limb to just be like, well, we want to go woke for it. Be like, ooh, yeah, about that.
He didn't even like the Filmation cartoon. Like, he was just like, I don't like who is Prince Adam? Who is Orko? Like, dude, he was hardcore, man. And if you look at the toy boxes and then look at the cartoon, it's not even the same planet. You know, it's not even the same planet. So it's interesting history that's being added onto.
That's abysmal. I can't. All right, well, let's talk about something far less depressing than He-Man. We're here because you have an awesome book called Disappointing is Great Nuts.
Oh, man.
That's fair, man. Great Nuts is pretty disappointing. All right, so we're here for Night Stars. Before I let you do your pitch, we're going to watch your trailer if you are all right with that.
Yeah.
I got a letter from 13-year-old Ryan from Belfast. Now, Ryan, if you're out in the crowd tonight, here's the answer to your question. No. As far as I know, an alien spacecraft did not crash in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. And Ryan,
it landed safely.
If the United States Air Force did recover alien bodies, they didn't tell me about it either, and I want to know.
The Air Force didn't exist back then.
We were abducted from our everyday lives. Now we are lost in time and space, hoping to find a way to change the future by battling our way through the past.
See, it landed safely. It's right there.
That's me on the hill.
Probably, yeah. Dude, that color choice for that end scene is fucking awesome.
I recolored it too. Look, if you scroll down, I redid it. So I'm recoloring a bunch of pages. Okay, all right.
I like the kind of bold colors. So here's the funny thing: is I saw this, and the first thing I thought of was there's that channel that does the 24-hour loop music. And it's got a girl who doesn't look like this, but is in a similar kind of setting where she's just, and then she like
absolutely intentional, absolutely intentional. No, so it's called Lo-Fi Girl. It's from it's from some Miyazaki thing.
Yeah,
and everybody takes Lo-Fi Girl. It's funny. We were running ads, and somebody in the comments like stolen artwork, like put like 1 million R's, and I'm like, dude, it's intentional. So it's Lo-Fi.
Okay.
Lo-Fi Girl.
Can we talk about the difference between stolen artwork and using a pose to do an homage? Because Lo-Fi Girl doesn't look like this.
Lo-Fi Girl. The other thing about Lo-Fi Girl is it's almost like a thing where you're supposed to put it in different positions. Like they put Lo-Fi Girl in Sweden, Lo-Fi Girl. Like there's 1 million different ones. Exactly. So I was just like, dude, I'm gonna do a Lo-Fi Girl version of Leslie. And I'm going to put all my publishing history kind of like scattered throughout and, you know, things that I'm into. So that's why you see, like, you know, the Ghostbuster stuff, Plants vs. Zombies, whatever.
Yeah, it's Ghostbusters. Oh my gosh, I love it. And then I just now noticed the Sailor Moon in the back.
I love Sailor Moon. There's a highly Sailor Moon influence. They all in front of me is Sailor Moon stuff. Totally normal for a 40-year-old man. But
it's fine. It's fine. We just won't talk.
Yeah,
about
look.
it.
You like what you like. You like what you like.
Right. Well, see, this is what kills me is because they're over here like, oh, it's stolen artwork, and you're like, there's okay. It can't be stolen artwork if the only thing the same is like it's the same feel and the same pose. Like that's it.
They've got Ahsoka Tano. They've got a cat.
Yeah, they got a big cat.
You
They
know.
switched the girl and the cat. That's a funny one.
That's fantastic.
But there's more than this. There's so many of them now.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's just a thing.
I know. I'm afraid to scroll live, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop sharing. Then I'll
Probably
then
don't
I'll
scroll live. That would probably be bad.
My safe search is off, so I mean,
Everybody,
Right.
everybody in the chat is like, yes, lo-fi girl, like loving
Yeah,
it.
dude, Lo-Fi Girl rocks.
We got Nick hanging out. Says seriously love the art in that trailer. Hell yeah. We got Death Metal Hero. What's up, Luke? Pedro. Got all kinds of awesome people popping in now. I agree. Lo-Fi Girl is one of my favorites, and it's in all honesty, I go to that channel more for the repetitive lo-fi girl animation than I do for the music half the time. Because I'm just like, I don't know why, but this is so calming to watch her just sit like this, and then every couple of minutes she scribbles something, and then she goes back. And I'm just, I don't know why.
Not as good as you sent me. Those are. I'm going to share those after this.
Yes.
I promise she's not depressed. You know.
No, she's just, zoned.
Studying what? I don't know. It's study music. It's 432 hertz. You know. Coffee shop stuff.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more about what Night Stars is?
So it's the story about these three kids who are taken aboard a flying saucer. And when they're on there, the saucer kind of morphs around them and puts them in these suits that make them look like aliens, like right there. Very Sailor Moon inspired. So I love the Sailor Moon transformations. But the saucer is actually a time machine, and it takes them back in time where they crash land in Roswell in 1947. So they are the Roswell aliens. And from there, it's their journey throughout time, kind of dealing with history's mysteries. Like, they knock Amelia Earhart's plane out the sky. One of them falls in love with Anne Frank, as you're about to see, coming up.
Oh, my God.
He's holding the diary of Anne Frank in the beginning. They get a Yeti as a pet, which happens in this book. And, it's just a... not only is it a time travel story, but it's also like a genre jumper. So if I want to do a pirate story, if I want to do... The next one I want to do is based off of a Muppet Babies episode. It is me like pulling out my brain and just kind of wringing it out onto the page, you know. I'm having fun. I love Monster Squad. It's very heavily Monster Squad inspired, stuff like that.
That is
and all
awesome.
the pages connect too.
So this is the only thing that bums me out a little bit, is because the only way to get the pages to connect into this awesome image would be if you dismantled the book.
Everybody's been saying that. So the goal is maybe we'll make it like the first stretch goal or something like that. Like you get like a poster or something.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. If you got a poster that
I've been taking notes what everybody's saying. Pops
just
and
printed
everybody.
Just print it at 3000 DPI. That way I can put it under a microscope
So you can't read it. Yeah.
and still read the pages.
Oh my gosh. Ollie says
Monster Squad is like my favorite stuff in the world. So can you scroll back up a little bit? There's that scene in Monster Squad right there. Where she's sitting on the rooftop. There's that scene in the beginning when they're overlooking the hill and he's looking at the drive-in movie and his dad comes out and they have like their kind of Monster Squad-ish heart-to-heart. So that's like my homage, another homage to that right there. Like her and the dad end up having like a, set up the theme of the book right after this.
That's awesome. I also really like that you kind of gave yourself that room to make this a genre jumper, like you were saying. So whatever it is that you're kind of feeling like writing, you can just kind of shift into this is where they're going to end up next.
Right. So the next one, like I said, there was me and my sister, we loved Muppet Babies as kids. And Kermit would always do these radio play things,
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. I want to do one where they knock Amelia Earhart's plane out the sky, and then it's more like a old school 1920s radio play on an island with a volcano and giant spiders and stuff. So totally jumping out of that sci-fi Roswell kind of conspiracy thing. And, where you go for there is yours.
Absolutely. Look at Frog G's like, all right, let's smash past that first stretch goal to get that poster. 125 pages for $25 with this art. Easy backing choice.
Thank you very much.
Luke also says if you're having fun telling the story, then the audience will have fun reading it, which is absolutely true.
I've been picking at it for 10 years, man. So yeah, this is my baby.
I'm excited to see what else you got going on with this. We got Inkfinity. He says it's a nice looking project. Do you have any Vertigo faves?
I like books of magic, if that's what we're talking about. Okay.
Nice.
I wasn't as big into Vertigo. I was into more like the Batman books and stuff like that. But I did pick up a few of those, and I thought they were cool. And I like Morgan Le Fay and all those kind of weird cats. Sandman's. I guess Sandman's Vertigo. I got a bunch of those.
Nice. We also have Nick saying that it looks like your book has a lot of longevity, and that's something that is really important to him because there's too many titles that are just one and done. And I agree. There's a lot of books that I saw that had high hopes of we're gonna do 6, 7, 8 series and it's gonna be amazing, and then they had so much trouble with fulfilling the first one, and then they just kind of fell off the grid. And I was like, well, damn it, I got attached to these characters, and now they're just gone. Like, I don't know if they're ever coming back.
Well, here's the other thing with this. It's done. Like, the book's done. I'm recoloring pages because I just got better at coloring. So I'm like, come on, man, I got to go back and like redo this. And it's just that fresh coat of paint, man. It makes it pop so much more. These pages look totally different and fresh.
As much as I loved the last one, this is a good mix. Like, I like the kind of pink highlight that you got going on throughout here, especially on, because it's not just on the characters. Like, a lot of people will focus on the character and doing a really awesome highlight on them, and then everything else kind of falls into the background because it's background.
Right.
But here, I'm getting to see this really awesome. You got like competing highlight and low light going with this pink and the blue. And then you've got this, happening over on all the rocks and everything too. So it gives that feel when you're outside at night where things just feel like they're kind of luminous, even though they shouldn't be, because it's too dark. Like there shouldn't be all this light, but when things are bright, they just glow in the nighttime. And I think that you did a really good job of capturing that, especially with the recoloring in this.
Thank you very much. Very cool. Very cool description. Funny thing, too, is I'm colorblind. I went to the eye doctor a year or two ago, and I couldn't do the damn magic eye thing, and I found out I was colorblind, so a little ironic there.
Are you red-green?
So I'm fighting disabilities to just make this book,
It's definitely tricky. But, when you have solid lines, you know what you're doing. Like, you understand where a highlight and a low light would go. You can kind of work around that. But that also, I think that might be something that gives you almost a bit of an edge, because a lot of people get caught up in color theory and it has to be this way. Like, you have to, if you're going to do like an orange highlight, you have to do a blue low light. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. And it's like, no, that is a very pleasing color combination, but you could do like a really bright blue highlight and then do a really like interesting pink purple low light and have it work and have it be okay and actually have it look a lot more dynamic than what we see all the time.
Yeah. I had an art teacher early on, and she said the only reason you learn the rules is so that you can break them,
Exactly. Yep.
So you got to do it because you got to do it. You got to get past 101, but yeah.
Well, you also got to know when is too much. What's up, Ryan? Nice to see you, hun. Because you have a lot of people who are like, well, I know all these rules, but I'm just going to break all of them. And you're like, okay, you have to balance them. You can, if you're breaking certain rules, especially when you break big rules, you kind of got to follow all the little rules. Otherwise, it's going to just look like you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But if you intentionally break a big rule and then everything else is nice, then that can have a really cool effect, because that's not something that people normally are comfortable doing.
Right. And a lot of it goes into just feel.
Right.
The girl that helps me do it, Phoenix Feather, Sydney, I always send her that Bruce Lee clip. Don't think, feel, when he's like pointing to the moon. So a lot of it is just, as you learn all this stuff growing up, you accumulate it, you digest it, and then, then you can kind of go off of instinct a little bit more as you grow into you get better at it.
See, what Nick's saying here is exactly what I was saying. Colorblind arts usually not just have really good palettes, but they're unafraid to overdrive the color.
Interesting.
And again, I think it's because when you can see everything perfectly, you feel like you're committing sin and you can't do it. Like, people are going to criticize you. And the second you just go, you know what? I just don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. And if I think it looks cool, it looks cool. And if it doesn't work out, all right, cool. We'll try again next time. Like,
it's a good place to be in life.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real.
Past Mr. Dan said his art teacher hated him. Blew a booger on her hand.
I'd hate you too. I borderline hate you for doing it, man. That's gross.
That's pretty fucked up.
Dan's that kind of person, man. Just
No,
we love Past Master Dan though. All right, so you've got two different covers.
Yes.
Okay, so the first cover obviously is your cover. What's the second cover?
So that's Dan Schoening, Luis Delgado. They're the art team behind Ghostbusters and so many other awesome IDW books. I've been kind of doing their B covers, and so I asked them if they'd do an alternate for my book, and they're like two of the nicest guys in the world, and they kicked its butt. I think they rocked it. Talk about somebody that's good with color is Luis Delgado, because those are just beautiful. And it actually inspired me to step up my game, because I was just like, look at this.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that. I like the glow. I like when people can do really good convincing glow, because that's trickier than it seems.
You know what's something funny is that, because I see the art process as they're doing it, Dan did that. So when he sent in his inks, he had done the glow on all on all that kind of stuff. And then Luis colored everything else. So they've been working together so long, I'm sure they just have, they have their whole system down.
Right.
But I thought that was really, really interesting to see the process.
Like, Luis was probably like, bitch, why you gotta make shit glow? That sucks so much to do it. And Dan's like, all right, look, if we have it glow and I color it, is that okay? And then you just do everything else. It's like, all right, fine. I guess we can do that.
I'm sure they've worked it out over the years. But yeah, man.
It's awesome, though, because it does. It looks like it's glowing. And it's a very interesting cover. And then, what is this bonus? Okay, first off, who did the art for the bonus Yeti story?
That's me. Why? You don't like white eyes?
No, it's wonderful. It looks a lot like a buddy of ours, Mark, 6 a.m. Comics. He does this kind of style. Eventually, he'll have his book come out, hopefully sometime in the next decade, called Starfetched, and it's this style the whole way. So the fact that this is your bonus story and you switched up your styles for it is awesome.
Well, I mean, it's also an evolution. I was doing this book, I did it as a Kickstarter for the first issue in 2012.
Okay.
And then I was lucky enough to have a career, and I ended up keep getting work. But I kept going back, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do another one, because I had the story written. So this is my evolution, and I'm just in a place right now where... I don't know. I don't feel like drawing pupils. Like, I'm just obsessed with little orphan Annie eyes for some reason. And this is another one of those, like, whatever. I don't care. Like, I'm doing what I want. Sometimes they have pupils. Sometimes they don't.
Well, I mean, I think it's
very scientific.
It makes it cute. It makes it look kind of adorable, which is a little different from this. That, like, it still has that kind of charm, but it definitely feels a lot more serious than this, which looks like it's going to be a ridiculous backstory that I'm.
Those are done at the same time too. Those are done within like a few weeks of each other.
So in other words, you just got bored.
I guess I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm not overthinking things anymore as I grow up. So whatever.
You know what? Whatever makes you happy, man. All right. So. There's a bonus. How many pages is this bonus?
It's going to be a whole nother issue. So a chapter, another 25 pages. And I love another homage. I love Creepshow. So they had that awesome Creepshow segment where he fed Adrienne Barbeau. They find the Tasmanian devil or whatever under the staircase, and then he feeds his loudmouth wife to her, or to it. So that's it's going to be a little bit different, but they're going to find a Yeti under the staircase in the spaceship. And it becomes their pet, Yeah,
I also realize now that that's why you had the little Yeti plushed animal hanging off of her thing for your lo-fi homage.
That's her dog, Like, I kind of based them off of my cat, so I pulled You name the dog Indiana? Like, I kind of, that's my Indiana Jones moment. Last Crusade moment.
Solid. All right, so now you got custom emojis. So
for the Zoomers. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, goodness, this world. I was going to say those would be awesome as stickers, too. Says, as a thought. But then you do also have your exclusive stickers and the graphic t-shirt, which I had to make sure I got because, I mean, look at him. He looks adorable. He's flying out of something.
Little Mario 3. It's a Nintendo game.
There we go.
Yeah.
I see it now. Yeah,
I'm just doing the things I love. If I love Mario 3, I'm putting it in there. If I love McFarlane's Spider-Man, I'm doing it.
Right. World Comics Review says, can everyone stop making great comics? I've only got so much money. That is a hazard with watching Red Valkyrie Presents, as you see some of the best of the best. And bro, Steph, I feel you. Trust me. It's, speaking of, if you want a super chat or join the channel membership, everything helps. And it really just goes to Shae's comic addiction. Because, wow, oh my gosh, there's so many. But I wholeheartedly agree with you. I will say, at least this is one of the most affordable hardcovers I think that I've seen out there. Because $25 is nothing for a 120-something page book.
And you get the stickers too. Like that's part of the tier. So yeah, 3 retro stickers. We're bad businessmen over here.
Yeah, you guys. Well, especially with this, your final stretch goal.
Yeah.
Is a figure for everybody who backs above the $50 tier. So, tell us about
No, we don't want to make money, like, just to be clear.
Okay. I was going to say, because I don't feel like there is a lot of money in this if you're giving away figures.
Dude, I was just telling somebody earlier, look, I'm doing this for the love, man. This is pure. I would rather get the figure than, whatever. What's money? It's all fake anyway, so yeah, let's do it.
All right, so you say that above the $50 tier, so that means the $50 tier, like this one with the t-shirt and stuff, doesn't get you the figure. The ones that are higher than that does, right?
Yeah, so I think anything, so either you get the 2 books, you get both covers, or you get like the book and the t-shirt. That would be the $50 tier. And that would put you in contention if when we get there, you would get a free figure. But that is
awesome.
our super stretch goal. We got to get funded first. So
yes, we need this to be fun. Look at this. Like, look at how awesome this looks like. So much fucking fun, and I really want to see this funded.
And there's your Mario 3.
Oh, it's just so good. All right, so let's talk a little bit about where you are and where you need to be. Because we talked very, very briefly about this backstage. You have 17 days left, so about 2.5 weeks ish, and you're at 47% funding. So $10,000, obviously, hefty goal. At least out the gate. And I know a lot of people haven't on Indiegogo. Right. Kickstarter, you throw something up and you could never talk to your audience if you want. They'll still back it.
Really? Okay.
For
I didn't
some
know
people.
any of this stuff. All right.
But on Indiegogo, right, over here, we want to know who you are. We want to know what you're about. We want to know what your passions are, why you do this, how you're going to, possibly fulfill, where your head is, what you've considered. And the only way that people can really get that from you is by you doing these kinds of shows where you come out and it's just, we're shooting the shit, we're talking. So I know that you're at 47%. That sucks. I want to see it a lot fucking higher for sure. And I know you do too.
You and me both. All right.
But, what we were saying is if it doesn't pan out this first time, absolutely take 30 days, retool a couple of things we were talking about. I know a hardcover is expensive. I've talked with a lot of creators, a lot of people who have put in the work and done the research, and they give me their quotes, and I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, we got a decent deal. So, just to be clear, to be transparent, 3/4 of this is going to print in the book. You know what I mean? Yes. And then you're going to add in shipping, then you're going to add in t-shirt, stickers, whatever else.
Yeah.
We're not.
And it just starts.
This isn't some money grab by any stretch of the imagination. This is a passion project.
So, with that being said, if it is possible at all, because you can stay open in demand for however long you need. So you've already got the book done. So you don't actually need to stay in demand in order to print this up, right?
I just want to recolor everything and then do the 5th issue. So that I got to do that last issue.
So, how much do you have left to recolor?
Most of the book, but I mean it doesn't take that long.
Okay.
You know,
so
even when we were watching the trailer, in the beginning, that's what's running through my head. I'm like, I was like, I don't want to use a gradient there. You know what I mean? So I'm always kind of playing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so then what is, because you don't have on here, you don't have your delivery date. What is your hopeful delivery date?
The game plan would be like Christmas time, I think. Something like that. We wanted to see how long it was going to go. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff you're not ready for when you do these projects. You know what I mean? You learn on the fly real fast. Go ahead.
One thing I will say, careful about fulfilling over Christmas.
Okay, why? It's because of shipping.
Shipping,
with all of the increase in shipping, that's when you get a lot of packages that go missing. You get a lot of packages that arrive super damaged.
Okay.
You have inclement weather, which can make it a lot worse. So typically what Cy and I will say, and granted, there are people who are like, we understand what you're saying, we're still doing it for Christmas. I'm like, okay. I understand.
We can move this. Let's just say 2022.
So what we typically say is if you can't comfortably fulfill by the end of October, your best bet is to wait until mid to the end of January to start actually shipping stuff out. To give yourself time for all of the excess stuff that's going on over Christmas, for all of the returns that are going to happen right after Christmas, and then the only part that you have to worry about, you get to do all of the, now that everything's kind of calmed down a bit more, and people are back to work, like now we can do a little bit nicer fulfillment where we're not competing with thousands and millions of packages that are going all over the place, and you never know what's going to get damaged.
Now, some people do it, and they do it successfully, but it's a risk.
It is. It's just something to consider because there's so many other factors that are beyond your control when you fulfill November, December timeframe.
And if you're going to fulfill during that time, consider an insured shipping option.
Absolutely do.
Why?
Because then if something were to happen, let's say that they damage your book, let's say that they lose your shipment, you can recoup the costs it will be for you in order to ship out your second replacement for that backer. So somebody's already paid for this. You are already going to overprint because that's what it is smart to do, because you can never account for damage, loss, like it's going to happen. It just will. So overprinting, and then basically the post office loses your package. You put in a claim with the post office. They pay you what your package was worth, which you tell them how much you want it insured for. Once they pay that back out to you, you're no longer at a loss. And in fact, in a lot of situations, you might end up coming up a little bit better. A couple of bucks or whatever, and now you can ship out a second go without it cutting into your profit, without you having to come out of pocket again for more merchandise and more shipping and more everything, because you have an insurance that came back from the post office.
All right. Yeah. No. I'm easy, man. Like, you give me good advice. Like, I'm just like, okay, makes sense. Doesn't take long.
Yes.
No, 2022, y'all. January, late January. I'm also doing a book with Chuck Dixon, so, that's going to come into play. That's coming into play this week. I got to catch up. So, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. See, Apex say, how dare people ask for refunds? Wait for your fucking books. Sometimes, look, I've only requested refunds from a handful of people, and it's usually when they have completely lost my faith in their ability to do anything.
Right.
World Comics Review is right. He says Cecil is solving the distribution problem by simply not distributing. He did title his book Cash Grab. I'm just saying. He said it was a cash grab. And we actually have people that'll riot in the streets if they get their books. So, I mean, really, what's Cecil to do? And Pedro, yep, I agree with him. He says 2022, y'all.
Done deal, yeah.
I would do it in January. There's less chance of everything going missing and all that kind of stuff. And for whatever reason, November to December is when, like, the craziest snowstorms roll in for a lot of places. And there's so much extra traffic, so you got people that are, you know, getting run off roads and stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that could happen that you could not possibly account for.
And you're not waiting for like Christmas morning if it's not there, if it comes like December 31st or something.
Right,
I think
exactly.
That's solid, done deal. Yeah.
But yeah, and so if whatever happens, if this doesn't hit funding, if you take that 30 days, you see if there's any place that you could rekey the goal or the time frame or whatever, and relaunch about a month after, and just come out strong. Make sure everybody knows, like, launch on a channel. Don't do a soft launch. I don't know how you launched this one, because I didn't hear about it until...
Nah, nobody did. Yeah, I spent 2 weeks just getting it out there to people.
So...
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a learning
I was in the bathroom. I was going to ask you, that fucking billboard that you see farther down on the campaign.
The NASDAQ ringing... What the hell is that shit?
We you know, like people do, we ended up at the United Nations for a party one night, and
I can't tell you the number of times.
You know, like, I mean, who doesn't have that? Yeah, it was a great video.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we ended up we sparked up a conversation and ended up doing some books for UNICEF. As crazy as that is. And then one morning, so what they do is that you have to buy that, like, NASDAQ space. You know what I mean? Like, a company's going to get that out. They go ring the bell and stuff. But when they don't have anybody to do it, they'll bring in a nonprofit or some sort of NGO or whatever. And we just happened to be involved with one that got called in one day and ended up on the NASDAQ one morning. I should have flown out there for it. You can see my partner in this in a little bit. That dude's a really nice guy. Dude, how random is that? Even watching it now, I'm just like, this is so bizarre. So, yeah, man, I mean, dude, this project has legs. So that's the other thing about it is I'm just like, it's not the project. It's how do I get it out to people? How do I let people know it's there? There's my buddy Michael all the way to the left. He's like the happiest dude, you know? So yeah, it's got legs, man. I believe in it, or I wouldn't be doing it for a decade, you know? I love it. There's Michael again, my boy. So yeah, pretty
right there.
Pretty wild.
That's awesome. That is crazy. It's funny because Cy muted my screen, but that doesn't mute it for me. So the whole time you were talking, I could still hear it. And I was like, I need this to be a lot quieter. Like, it's so loud.
I did you a solid. I thought you would have seen that I muted it.
No, I did. I saw that you muted it, but it doesn't mute it for me. Like, I saw you muted it, so I played it. But I also then had to turn it down to, like, nothing. Because it's just... NASDAQ is loud. I'm just saying. When they ring it in, that's loud as shit.
Yeah. Man, I don't know why. That's the only regret I have. I should have just got a flight, red eye, and just gone up there for it. Because we found out, like, the day before, you know?
Yeah.
Next time we ring the bell, you know, I'll show up.
The next time it happens.
And,
when it's the actual stock exchange, then you'll fly high.
Right.
Well, yeah. The thing is this is really badass. And when it comes to worst case scenario, should you have to relaunch, relaunch on a show. So go live on a show, because then you have the audience that gets all riled up. You have people that show up, and you really get to see that real quick soar in the beginning, and it's intoxicating. It gets exciting. You get a lot more people who maybe were on the fence, who see you've come back for a second shot. They really want to make sure that, this time it's successful, and so you get a lot of backing really quickly, especially when people know about it from the get-go, and then all those people are going to share it out. All those people are going to be like, hey, I got backer one. Look at how badass I am. And
for instance,
I'm hoping to do I don't know. I'm a big sports person, you know what I mean? So in my head, I'm just like thinking about like Larry Bird stealing the ball or something like that. I'm like, dude, let's just go for it. So,
exactly the attitude.
Push at the end.
That is the exact attitude to have. I'm talking worst case scenario. Definitely don't shelf this. Like, if it doesn't work this time, go again. About a month after, so you got a little breathing room, and people kind of got breathing room to get prepped, and you can start, putting it back out. Like, all right, we didn't make it this time, but we're going to do a mailing list. We're going to get as many of you guys on here as possible. We're going to launch on this day on this channel with these people. I'm just saying, you could totally do a Red Valkyrie launch if it ends up needing to happen. But
I've got more books under my belt. I want to make this a thing, so I'm learning as I go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a Ghostbuster pitch I decided not to use and kept it for myself. So that's what I want to do next. Yeah. It's in that little lo-fi Leslie. It's hidden in the background.
Yeah, I noticed there's all kinds of...
So yeah, right behind her hair back there, that's the next book I want to do. It's called Tales from the Occult Bookstore. So I'm learning. I'm taking my notes, and I'm hiding stuff. When I do we do a free comic on Archaven, with Chuck Dixon writes it, called Go Monster Go. And I'm constantly hiding both of these books. I'm putting Easter eggs, Ghostbuster Easter eggs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
don't write me out yet, Death Metal Hero.
No one.
We got 16 days.
I don't think anyone is writing you off. We just know that is a big leap. Doesn't mean it can't happen. We have seen crazier shit happen for sure. And
I want to do crazy shit.
We're gonna, you know what? I guarantee the people that haven't backed, that are in the audience that want to back, they most likely are going to be backing pretty quick here. I'm going to encourage everyone who's in the audience, if you haven't shared this out with anyone, make sure that you kind of push this out there, try and get more eyes on it, because this looks like a really awesome book and very well done. So we want to make sure that if you can get funded the first time through, that would be preferred, because that's less time we all have to wait for shit.
Like y'all said, like you said earlier, like people love an underdog. I mean, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Here we are.
Here we are. We're sitting in an underdog moment.
But I kind of love this stuff too. It's fourth quarter, so
yeah. All right, so we're gonna go over your perks so people know how much each perk is and where they can back and why they should be backing, because your perks are incredibly reasonably priced.
Thank you.
Which is also, if I'm going to be honest, that's also why you have 90 backers but you haven't broken 5K yet. It's because you're so reasonably priced. It's like a double-edged sword.
Damn you, Tim Lattie. Yeah. Right.
How dare you give people what they want and have a high goal, because what you want to give them is not cheap. All right, so your first off, you don't have a featured perk. That's another thing we got to get you to do.
Okay.
Well,
that would be like what, the 25 one?
Indiegogo has where you can select a perk to be your featured tier. Okay. And usually what you want to do is you want to find, and when we go through here, we'll pick one that we think would be good, but you want to find one that's like a really good deal. So like, I would probably either say your historic collection, your head sketch, or your custom commission, like one of those ones, probably between these two. Because those are the ones that if you ended up hitting that massive goal, those are the ones that are going to be getting the figure, because they're up high enough. They're also the ones that have your awesome merch, your emojis, your stickers, the covers, all that kind of stuff. So you're getting a kind of what this has to offer without the specialty sketches or one-off art.
Okay.
So this is kind of like your top tier before you hit the creme de la creme stuff. Those are usually the good ones to put up as your featured tier. It gets more eyes on them, especially for people that get overwhelmed easy by too many options. You're saying this is what you feel is the best value, that you're giving the most for it without hitting like really high price tags.
I think that's probably it right there. That's 75. That one looks good. You get everything,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. And that way, because like, cool, you got a $5 custom emoji set. I'm gonna be honest, you don't want people can back this, and that's great if that's what they want, but you want to try and get people for more than $5.
Right? Yeah, somebody claimed it.
So lead with something more enticing.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So $5 you get your
another good one.
Custom emoji. $10 you're getting the sticker pack. How many stickers are coming in this?
3.
I
just haven't designed the other one. I'll just, whenever it strikes me,
you figure it out.
I'll do a third sticker.
Gotcha.
I got a lot going on right now, guys. You
do. There's many irons in the fire.
It's gonna be the lo-fi girl.
Right?
Yes!
Somebody complains about stolen artwork. Stolen sticker.
That'd be so
But with
funny.
the almond-shaped alien eyes or something.
Yeah. All right,
Or
$10.
DBZ.
$10 for the PDF, which is insanely reasonable for a book of this size.
That was Pop's idea, and I thought that was good because he was just like, people overseas, like that shipping's gonna hurt. I wish we could figure that out. Critical Blast, I know, is trying to work on something. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things without having someone overseas that you trust that you can coordinate with. It's tricky, but hopefully we're bridging that gap sometime soon here. Also, this is really good for people like we have Ramen who hangs out in our chat all the time. She doesn't do physical because she doesn't have the space to store physical.
Sure.
So having digital options.
I thought it was because her mail sucked ass.
Was that it? I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's because her post office is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, her mailbox is microscopic, and they just like cram, fold.
Yeah, if it doesn't fit, they just won't deliver it.
Or just won't deliver it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that was
great.
an option. I was pretty sure that was a felony, but what do I know?
Right. It's like the dude in Funny Farm that just launches it. Yeah.
All right, so you have Night Stars Volume 1 hardcovers. This is where you're actually getting into the physical of the book.
Right. Correct.
And this is going to be the nice hardcover with your artwork on the front cover.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
And then my boys.
Hell yeah, the variant cover. Out of Time bundle. This is where you get the t-shirt that I'm so here for. I love this t-shirt. I think it just looks awesome.
A lot of Back to the Future references, Out of Time and stuff like that. There's always pop culture references going on in my stuff.
So much happening. I love it though. I love that you just like keep hitting all these like little tiny references along where you're like, oh, and then there's this, and that's from Ghostbusters. That's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like whatever you can get out there, right?
Yeah.
So then we've got the variant bundle. It's all straightforward, double time. So this is getting you both covers.
Right. You chose wisely. We all know what that's from. So our second Indiana Jones Last Crusade reference of the show.
Nice.
You can see where my head's been.
Yeah. Historic collection. So with this, you're getting.
I think that's our one.
You're getting the T-shirt, sticker pack, emojis, both covers. You're getting the whole kit and caboodle. All right, so the head.
And again, think about how that breaks down: 25 a book, and then the T-shirt. I mean, there's 75 right there, plus the stickers, all that kind of,
Exactly. No, that's a really good. It's a good spread. All right, so the head sketched here. So let us know a little bit about this. Like, what kind of characters?
Yeah, this is fun. So it's everything that we just looked at. It's both covers of the book, stickers, emojis, T-shirt, but you also get a personalized head sketch in the book, and that doesn't have to be a Night Stars character. It can just be whatever you want, and I actually prefer that. Like, make it fun. I do a Twitch stream, and we were drawing stuff the other day, and I'm like, dude, I'm down. I want to do some sketches. Just don't make it easy. I don't want to do like Batman. Like, let's do something random. So we ended up doing like, God, what's the name of the show? They had Silverhawks, Thundercats, and Tiger Sharks. We were drawing like all kinds of random things. So pick whatever you want. Get weird, within reason.
Nice.
And I'll do a head sketch.
Damn it,
I'm not gonna do no smut.
This makes me want to read back and then make you draw like me and Sai.
I would do it. I would do that. That's a deal.
Or Chitara.
Chitara's. I'm all in on Chitara too.
What did you just say, Shae?
What? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Can get kicked off your own show.
All right, so then we have custom commission.
Oh,
yeah,
we did.
That looks
Wait,
really
not while
interesting.
she's doing a perk, dude. Not while she's doing a perk.
This bitch. All right, Tim. How much you tell us about the custom commission? Right? I'm trying to help over here, and Sai's like, and bye. That's how Sai works, you asshole. All right, so the custom commission. Let us know about this. What kind of stuff are we looking at here? Just whatever.
Same game here. You're getting everything plus the head sketch, and then you get like an actual like real deal commission. You know what I mean? 11 by 17 Bristol board, pencil ink. So yeah. Then same rules. Pick whatever you want.
Awesome.
So you can either get one character, or you can get, I don't know, if you want to get like somebody from My Hero or something like that, or whatever, and then you can get them with a Night Stars character as well. Does that make sense?
Cool.
So you can technically get two, but it has to be a Night Stars character this time.
Okay.
Like the Yeti or whatever,
Yeah.
Lo-fi.
Or lo-fi Leslie. I'll just do nothing but lo-fi.
Lo-fi Leslie.
Somehow it just became my thing, It's random idea. I was like, this would be fun.
Alright, so then the 2500, your Super Gucci tier is the cover art.
Yeah, where's that dude at? Where are you at? I need you right now, man. Who wants that original artwork?
Hey, Corvinus, what's your bank account looking like? I know you like original art.
But then you also get the commission, the head sketch, so you're getting a bunch of stuff here, but we figured we'd just make this the hefty goal. You get it all.
Very cool. Ollie, I agree with you. I want Lo-Fi Leslie on a shirt.
I might do that for the Lattie Ink store. I might throw it on there.
I think that you should. I really want that on a shirt. I would 1,000% wear that with pride. That'd be awesome. Holy shit. There's so much little reference in it. It would be perfect.
There is stuff that y'all don't even know that's in it. So when I was a little kid at St. Anne Elementary, I had a character called Saturn Man. So all the way off to the left is this little guy that me and my buddy made up, and I threw him in there too. So there's a lot of like very, very old school stuff. We used to do Saturn Man comics, and that kind of became Night Stars,
That's crazy. That almost looks like all
That's
real
Go
monsters.
Monster Go, so that's from the Chuck Dixon series. So if you really look close, Nightfall's right next to it, since that's what he's probably most well known for.
Yeah, that reminds me a lot. Did you ever watch All Real Monsters? Back
Yeah,
in the
it does kind of look like the Real
a little
Monsters
bit,
guy.
right?
It does,
like
it does.
It actually looks like two of them. It looks like the tall, skinny girl, and
But
then the guy with the...
Yeah.
Just, like, there's just a lot. It could be a couple things. That's crazy.
Ryan, I haven't thought about Real Monsters in forever either. Jesus.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Like in Corvinus, he's
Crazy.
like, LOL crickets. Like, I know, I called you out. I was just saying. But yeah, I really like this campaign, and it's doable. It's tough. It's not an easy thing to get over $5,000 in 2.5 weeks, but it is doable. It is absolutely.
And look, I think my whole thing is, whatever. We probably should have had a lower goal, but I think once we get in demand and it moves up in the algorithm, I think we might do awesome. I think that's the problem here too. If you go look up comics on Indiegogo, where is this even at?
Exactly. It didn't get the traction that you needed. And this is your second 30 days, right? Like.
Yeah. No, we're at 17 days is 17 days. Yeah.
The seventh. That's it. There's no more.
I need y'all's help, man. I need y'all's help.
There's no more. So if
it's extended as far as it goes.
Right.
It extends no further.
And man, I was even debating not even looking. I was telling that to my buddy. I was like, dude, I'm just putting my head down. I'm just pumping it for the next 2.5 weeks, and where we end up is where we end up. But I also don't think that's, in the real scheme of things. Yeah, $5,000 is like a good chunk of money, but it's not like, it's really not that crazy.
It's not. It's not impossible. It's
right.
Definitely doable.
Definitely not impossible. Nah.
We just got to get more eyes on it. We got to get more people seeing you and your personality, because your passion for it is infectious as shit. And,
good.
And I really do like the aesthetic. I think that the way that you draw, you've got this it's kind of cute, but it's not like chibi or ridiculous. It has a really nice charm to it, and that's what makes me drawn to it, is because it has a lot of character, it has a lot of personality, and just the way that you choose to draw the poses and the positions of your characters, it doesn't feel stagnant. It doesn't feel just like, oh, they're there. Like shit's happening and it's exciting, and I can see this whole progression. I can see exactly how the suit is coming over her and everything. And I feel like you've done, even just standing here, just the exaggerated lines and like the hyper skinny, like definitely teenage and still hasn't quite filled out the adult figure yet, and it's like but it sells, like it makes sense. I think it's makes it a lot more charming and endearing. It makes it much more interesting to look at than the other crap.
Seriously, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm not gonna be able to say it any better. No, thank you. That was great. Jeez.
Yep.
All right.
Shae the Red all day, man. Like that's
Look, you put something in front of me that I like, and I will gush. That's how this happens.
Thank you.
CY, you got any questions or anything that you want to highlight?
No.
You're like the most so helpful.
Thank you.
Very good at this.
Aren't you glad I talked you into doing the show like 20 months ago or whatever?
So happy. So great.
I contribute so good.
I mean, at least you make the streams. That's All right, so everybody hanging out in the chat. If you have any last minute questions, I need you to put them in the chat so we can address them, because we are getting close to wrapping. Tim, you got anything else that you want to kind of highlight or talk about when it comes to this project?
No, I mean, I think we really covered it. I would like to reiterate, it's 100 cheaper original, any point offering cheaper original pages. Like, what you mean?
Instead of having a $2,500 cover, like pages from within the book that are original art that might be, around the $200-300 range.
I mean, we can. I'm thinking about adding a Get Eaten by a Yeti tier.
I would totally do that. That would be.
Somebody brought that up, and I was just like, yeah, that would be pretty cool if you get in the book and like not our Yeti, but like another Yeti eats somebody.
Yep, that is true. The day later says Mavericks launched on Red Valkyrie before the end of the day. It was
no way.
The percentage and the algorithm and how quick it grew. It shot above Shae, the omnibus.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Fingers crossed. Again, I just think I've always felt like this about this book. We've been pounding away at it for so long, and it was. So in the beginning, when you first do a book, you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know how the response is going to be. And so over the years, I've been able to see. There's one little girl. She came, bought first issue, and then she came back the next day, got 2 and 3, and then she was asking for the 4th issue. I'm like, I haven't even done it yet. You know what I mean? So you can see that at a convention, people were coming back. Everybody's willing to try that first issue. When they come back, you can kind of tell. So I know it's. Like I said, man, I know it's got something to it. It's just how do we
honestly
we let people know?
The issue that you had was it was a quiet soft launch, and it didn't hit eyes right away. So the problem is if you don't hit that algorithm way early in the campaign, it's really hard to claw your way up towards the end.
I'm a fighter though. I love that.
It's not it's not impossible. It's just a lot more difficult. And so the big thing that I would say is while you are still fighting to try and get that last 5K plus, try and go on as many shows as you can. Get out there, let people see you, let people know who you are, because we grew up with a lot of the stuff that you worked on, but we were kids. Like, kids didn't know who did what. They just knew that they liked the shit that was on TV. That's what makes them happy. And then having people come out, like we had John Celestri come out, and he was like, oh yeah, I did all this shit. And everyone was like, it's literally my whole childhood. Holy fuck, that was you? And he was like, yeah, man. I was like, what do you got? I'm back in. Let's do this shit. Because you don't realize it when you're a kid.
Not only, like, you get caught, or at least I do, I just get caught, like, drawing. And I'll just sit here all day and I'll like watch YouTube. I'll watch like Sliders and shit.
Absolutely.
Or Stargate. And I'm just focused on the drawing, and you don't really do the selling part of it. Yep. And that's almost uncomfortable. I've gotten better at it. It still feels a little weird. But you got to do it. It's something you got to learn how to do.
Yeah, you do. If you can't sell it yourself, it's really hard for other people to sell you. And the thing is when it comes to this stuff, it's not just your art. Like, the art looks great. It's a good value. It looks like a solid book. It's got, consistency all throughout. I'm sure the story's got me hooked, and I've only literally seen the first page that is the quote from Bill Clinton, and all I can think of is, oh, fuck, what are you going to do with this shit? And so you already got me hooked, but it's just as much backing you as a creator as it is backing what you make. Because there's books that I read and I loved, and then I got to know the creator, and I was like, ah, fuck. And now every time every time I look at those books, then they're books that I love. They're books that really made me like feel and be happy. And I'm like, look, I'm trying to separate creator and creation, but like some people are just such assholes. It's really hard to do. Well, when it comes to crowdfunding, they're backing you and their faith in you as a creator and your ability to consistently deliver on time, be transparent, and do what you can for the fans as much as they are your book.
Right.
So they gotta like
that's
both.
What I do, yeah. And as far as me as a person, I've done plenty of podcasts over the last 6 weeks. So if you're curious who I am, I'm pretty sure I've been pretty consistent
Grilled.
on every show I've been on. I think you probably have a pretty good idea at this point if you've been paying attention. So, yeah.
I am sure. Ollie had a question for you. Said, I don't know if you already answered this, but at what level of funding are you releasing the action figure?
We're thinking like 70, 80. I still think we can do it. I believe in this project. I think it can hit that goal. We got to get over this baby hump. And I think once it gets into demand and people start seeing it higher up, that's how I feel about it. And also, if you know anything about toys and the toy making process, I was talking about that He-Man thing earlier in the show.
Yeah.
It's tooling's what gets you. So we have a guy, Zika Toys. Well, once you get past the tooling, it's actually a whole nother. Tooling's what's going to get you. So yeah, we have a guy, Zika Toys. He's been helping us out, and the guy that designed it, Adrian Melton. They did Sectars, which was a very random 80s toy brand comic book cartoon, but they ended up having the property for that. They knocked it out the park, but they at least have been through this and have been helping us out behind the scenes. So we have a kind of an idea, and that's where we came up with that number from.
Okay.
So
well, if you don't, and that's the thing is, if you don't get there with this book, let's say you have funding, but you just don't get high enough for the action figure, the next one is probably, as long as you are still consistent, you are still transparent, you're releasing stuff and it's fulfilling well, and once people start getting your book in hand, it's easier for them to trust you on your second, third, fourth, fifth campaigns, even if it's not same IP, because they're like, okay, well, he delivered, and when he delivered, I got, it was nice, it was undamaged, everything was packaged well and thoughtful, and that he had care to it, so it obviously mattered to him. It makes people a lot more confident. They're like, okay, so what's the next book about? And you're like, oh, it's about this. And it's like, all right, I can get down with that topic. Let's go ahead and back. And maybe I'm going to back at a higher tier down because I know that you can fulfill what I was wanting you to fulfill to begin with. Some people that are willing to take that risk early on when they don't know you. But a lot of people, especially now, there's so much good talent. There's so much going on. You have a lot of people that are holding on to those purse strings. They want to.
I understand that.
They want proof.
As far as like art proof, I mean, you can check the publishing history, but
That's why I get back to.
I hope I've made a good case tonight.
I think you've done well, but that's what I say when I say you're selling you as much as you are your art, because we've had a lot of people that are insanely talented, that have just gorgeous artwork and beautiful lines, and we're 2+ years still waiting on these books, and we're like, all right, like,
no,
your art's gorgeous, but like, what the hell, right?
Somebody asked me on a show, I forget what the question was, but my answer was freedom. Like, I want out, man. Like, I would rather just be doing my own books for. So no, I want to knock it out and continue to do that, and I have some cool ideas how to like mix it with web comics and stuff. So I'm not. We're not taking 2 years. The book's done. I got to do one 25-page issue. Nah, it's easy.
Awesome.
Kid stuff.
So, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I'm going to share this out. I'm going to try and see what we can do for you. Obviously, if you're hanging out in the chat and you haven't shared it out, please do. I saw a couple of you tweeted out that you were, here watching and supporting, and I appreciate it. We also had a teeny bump. So you got at least one more backer.
Thank you, whoever that was. I appreciate it.
$47.79.
Very much appreciate it.
We'll take it.
Let's get to 48.
Absolutely. Keep pushing.
I'm just seriously, y'all. I'm just going like brick by brick,
and that
I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. Just keep on doing this. Keep on, going out there, being real, answering questions, letting people get to see you more. Keep pushing and push all the way to the end. Whatever ends up happening happens. We've already told you about contingency plans if things don't work out. That's cool. If they do work out, fuck yeah, let's have like a big celebration for you,
drinks on me. No, let's go for the fuck yeah. So
Absolutely. I want to thank everybody in the chat who has been hanging out with us, people who've been popping in a little bit later. If you missed all of the awesomeness, please feel free to watch back, because there was a lot of good discussion, a really awesome book that you are going to want to get in on. Thank you very much to Alex for all of your hard work, or whatever it is you do.
Whatever.
No, I owe you. So yeah, you can call that in.
And thank you so much to Tim for hanging out with us, man. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank y'all very much. And yeah, check out the book. I very much appreciate it. Definitely appreciate whoever backed it during the show. That was awesome.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time. Catch you later.
Bye.